So hello guys, and welcome to another tier list video, and today I will be ranking the Mario Party series. Since Jamboree is coming out next month, and I think it would be fitting to give my thoughts on each of the games. So yeah, I've played all of the console games, and there's only a couple other extra Mario Party games that I haven't played, and I'll mention them when I get to them. But let's start off with Mario Party 1. This one is definitely a classic, and it's pretty good. It's definitely the base, the foundation of Mario Party. Even though it is kind of basic nowadays, it's still fun. And it can be funny sometimes too, because you could really get screwed over in this game. This game could be evil sometimes, but it's still very good. It has a lot of content. The boards are very memorable. It has a lot of many memorable mini games as well. I would say it is a bit weird how the items worked, but they were still figuring that out here. But yeah, it's definitely very solid. Still fun to come back to like every once in a while, but I would definitely play a lot of the other Mario Party games over this one. So I put it in good. I would say it's definitely kind of like, I would say it's a standard, I would say, for Mario Party. Like, it should be at least as good as this one or better to be a good Mario Party game, I'd say. So moving on, we have Mario Party 2. This one is really good. I feel like with Mario Party 2, that's kind of when Mario Party found its footing. And it also has a ton of charm to it as well. There's a reason why Nintendo has been bringing back so many of the boards from Mario Party 2 in like some of the recent Mario Party games and everything between Superstars and Jamboree. It's just such a fun game overall. Like, I know it reuses a lot of the mini games from Mario Party 1, but I still feel like it does have its fair share of memorable mini games as well. And the board design here is excellent. It's just great in general. And I love how the characters basically wear different costumes on each of the boards. It just gives it so much identity. It's just great overall. So I'd have to put this one, I'd say Superstar. Yeah, I would say Superstar. In Mario Party 3, honestly, I think it's even better than 2, in my opinion. Because there's more items, and I think the variety of items is also great in Mario Party 3 as well. I think the board design is even better than 2 as well. Like, the boards kind of seem a bit bigger, I would say. There's also more modes as well. Like, you'll have, like, the dual mode and different things like that. It's just, like, there's a lot of variety here. Also, like, the story mode is great as well. It's just, like, overall, I feel like this has just a lot of content here. And it's definitely, like, the ultimate Nintendo 64 Mario Party game. Honestly, I'd say, like, the mini-games are definitely at least on par, if not better, than 2's as well. So, yeah, I would say 3 definitely goes into Superstar as well. So Mario Party 4, I think this one is good as well. I would just say it's not quite as good as Mario Party 2 and 3. It definitely falls short a bit in terms of things that I'd like to see in Mario Party. It still like has like a good amount of content and everything, but the boards are a bit basic, especially for GameCube standards. I know it was the first one on the GameCube, and they were trying to like adapt to making fully 3D boards and everything, but it still is kind of lackluster. Like, the board gameplay is good and everything, but I feel like it's definitely overshadowed by both the other GameCube Mario Party games, as well as 2 and 3, I'd say. I would still put it in great, though, because it still is a great Mario Party experience. You still have, like, a great experience. I feel like the boards are kind of lackluster, I'd say. Though the mini games are definitely something that elevate this game, because the mini games are also really good in 4 as well. This one I haven't played. I barely know anything about this. Mario Party E. I've seen like footage of it before. It's like an e-reader thing, but yeah, I don't have an e-reader. I've never used an e-reader before, so that's just a really obscure thing. I guess it's technically the first Game Boy Advance Mario Party, or the first handheld Mario Party, but still, it's really weird. It's barely a game. So moving on, we have Mario Party 5, and I'd say this one is definitely a bit better than 4. I can definitely see why a lot of people think the boards come across as basic, and they kind of do compared to like 6 and 7. But the orbs definitely offer a lot of variety here, and it definitely mixes things up a bit. I also like how the boards are designed as well, like, at least like visually, because they look great. Like, I mean, there might not be, like, a lot of variety in terms of spaces, but, like, I really like how, like, a lot of these look, like Toy Dream, Future Dream, Bowser's Nightmare, different things like that. Sweet Dream as well. They just look really cool overall. And it also has the Star Spirits from Paper Mario as well. So there's that Paper Mario representation here, too. And I'd say the mini games, like, there's definitely a great selection here as well. I know there's like the Fuse or Lose that's gonna be in Jamboree. Then there's Coney Island, which is the one where you have to, like, you're on top of like an ice cream cone and you have to try to get like as many scoops on top of your cone as possible. Like, there's just a lot of great mini games here. There's also like the one where you're like going around with like the bullet bills as well. So I know those were like, a lot of them were remade in Superstars. So the fact that I can remember so many mini games from this definitely put it in excellent, I would say. It's definitely a bit better than 4. The next one is definitely the GOAT. This one, unless Jamboree has like excellent, well, it does look like it's gonna have pretty good board design here. Like, if Jamboree's board design and gimmicks for each board could top Mario Party 6, I feel like it would definitely become my favorite in the series. But right now, the undisputed champion of my Mario Party tier list, this is definitely going to be the top. Mario Party 6. Mario Party 6 is excellent. Like, the board, like, it basically perfected the board design in 4 and 5. It has, like, a lot of the nuance that 4 did, with, like, a lot of the visual charm and variety, well, at least in terms of, or verticality, I guess, that Mario Party 5 had. And also adds, like, the day and night gimmick on top of that, which actually works really well. It's like one of the one of the few pretty big Mario Party gimmicks that kind of goes for the whole game that actually worked really well. It even extends into the mini games as well. It's just an excellent game overall, and definitely my favorite in this series. And the mini games are also great as well. I know that goes for most games. Like, there are very few Mario Party games that don't have good mini games. But there are some great ones here, like Snow World and different things like that. I can't name all of them off the top of my head, but some of them will be in Jamboree, which I'm excited about. Some of the songs that weren't remixed in Superstars will also be remixed in Jamboree, since some of the since some other mini games are being remade here. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, Mario Party 6, definitely the top, I'd say. So this next one may be a bit surprising, because I'm kind of known for playing a lot of obscure Mario games. But Mario Party Advance, I haven't played that one. But from what I've heard, it's very mixed. There are some people who rank this as one of the worst Mario Party games. Then there's some people who actually like it because they basically remove the fact that it's a Mario Party game. If you ignore that it's a Mario Party game, it's amazing! But to be fair though, this does look like a pretty decent game, removing the fact that it's a Mario Party game, but I'll have to check it out at some point. But for now, it's just gonna go and haven't played. So the next one is Mario Party 7, and I would say this one is pretty great as well. It definitely brought over a lot of the gameplay and board design that Mario Party 6 had. And I wouldn't say it improved upon it, but it does stand as one of the best Mario Party games, like at least carrying over 6's gameplay formula. So for that, I'd have to at least put it in Superstar here. It's still an excellent Mario Party game. It's just really good overall. Like, even though it doesn't necessarily build on Mario Party 6, it's still, like, it still retains that formula that made Mario Party 6 so good. And on top of that, like, the boards are great as well. I really like the theming with the fact that, that you're on, like, a cruise and you go to different places that are themed around real-world locations that have, like, a Mario spin on them. I think that's really cool. So yeah, like, it definitely has, like, a lot of charm and personality. So I would definitely say it goes along as one of the top-tier Mario Party games. So yeah, moving on, we have Mario Party 8. And even though Mario Party 8 is kind of flawed in some areas, I still think it is a pretty good game. I would say it's definitely up there as one of the best Mario Party games, I'd say. Because, like, I feel like it handles the motion control minigames pretty well. And the board selection is pretty good too. I know the boards are a bit more gimmicky than the GameCube Mario Party games, but there's like Koopa's Tycoon Town, which is just absolutely amazing, as well as like Shy Guy's Perplex Express. So it's just a really fun game overall. There's also like a few others that I like as well. Like, I even like the Donkey Kong one too. I thought that one was pretty fun. So yeah, the one weird thing about this game is that visually, it's kind of jarring compared to the other ones. It basically looks like if Mario Party 4's opening cutscene was the whole game. But honestly, I actually kind of dig it. I actually kind of like that realistic aesthetic in it. I feel like they actually pulled it off a little better than like Smash Brawl and Mario Kart Wii did. Like, it fits Mario a little more, and I think it kind of has that unique 2000s flair to it. So I actually kind of like how it looks. It definitely has its own charm to it, which I kind of like. And MC Ballyhoo is also a pretty good host as well. So honestly, I'd have to put this in excellent, a little above Mario Party 5. I'd say definitely a little more like nuance in the board gameplay than Mario Party 5. So that's why I'm putting that a little above it. So yeah, I'd say Mario Party 8, that's pretty good. And DS is also very good as well. It's very underrated, probably due to the fact that it's a handheld Mario Party game, and those are often overlooked. But this is basically like the GameCube Mario Party games, condensed down into like a handheld DS experience. It's definitely smaller than the other, like, the previous Mario Party games. Like, the boards are smaller, but it still does have a lot of variety. The mini games work so well for the DS. Like, they're definitely really fun, and I feel like this kind of actually, even though this is still a Hudson Soft game, I feel like this game partially kind of laid the groundwork for the Return the Form Mario Party games, like, recently on the Switch. Because this is, like, the last iteration of Hudson Soft Mario Party. So I feel like Nintendo Cube kind of, well, a lot of the employees that moved over to Nintendo Cube from Hudson Soft kind of, like, brought over some stuff from this game, I would say. Like, they basically, this basically introduced the idea of, like, the gold pipe. I know the lamp, the magic lamp was in, like, older games, but, like, this This was the first one that had the gold pipe as one that would send you directly to this star. And it also had things like the double dice, triple dice, as a way to categorize the different items and things. And it also had like a variation of the orbs with the hexes. And the hexes are actually seemingly gonna be in Jamboree. So I think this one is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna put it in great, because it is a little smaller, it is a little more condensed than the other ones, but it still is a great Mario Party experience overall. Like, if Mario Party DS, if it had, like, the content and stuff that it did scaled up to, like, a GameCube Mario Party game in terms of, like, board size and amount of content and things, it would definitely go up here, but since it is a little smaller, I kind of have to rank it a little lower, but it's still a great game overall. Definitely one of the most underrated Mario Party games. Not the most underrated, because I still have to get to that one, but yeah, pretty underrated. So yeah, we're kind of in the dark age of Mario Party. And we have Mario Party 9, the first one that had the car mechanic. I'm sorry, I didn't like this one. I know some people do, but like, I feel like it has good minigames. That's the thing. The minigames are definitely on par with the rest of these, but the board design is just bad, I would say. It's like too linear. The car mechanic really doesn't work. I mean, like, even in a vacuum, like for a party game, it's just not that great. But like, it also has like the mini star thing as well, and like, I don't know, it just doesn't really work, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put this in mediocre, I would say. Like, there is good content in there, like with the mini games and things. Some of the board themes are alright as well, even though this is kind of like getting into the generic era of Mario, where things were starting to kind of look a bit stale and kind of like assimilated with New Super Mario Bros. But there were some good themes in there. Like, some of them did look pretty interesting. But yeah. And moving on, we have Mario Party Island Tour. And this one is another one that is kinda mediocre. Like, the board design, I would say, is even worse than 9. Like, it's terrible. It's just, like, they're just straight lines. Like, most of them are just, like, lines. I know there are some, like, pretty linear boards than some of the other ones, but at least you, like, loop back around and, like, have, like, more objectives. This one is just, get to the end. It's like New Super Mario Bros. You have to get to the end of the level. It's like, everything during that era of Mario was super linear. And Mario Party Island Tour definitely seems like one of those things. But yeah, I don't even really remember the minigame selection of it that much. I'm sure it was fine, but it's probably not that great considering the fact that it's on the 3DS. But yeah, not very good. I would say that's also a mediocre, probably a little lower than Mario Party 9. It's basically the car mechanic without the car. That's basically what Island Tour is. So yeah, moving on. Oh, Mario Party 10. Wow. I remember getting this game when it came out and being really disappointed by it because it was like really boring. Like, after just like a couple rounds of it, it just got like really stale. Like, not just the art direction, just like the gameplay in general. It's basically they took Mario Party 9, but made it even more bland and uninteresting and linear. And oh, it's way more linear than Mario Party 9 too. It just makes it so much worse. And the Bowser, like, I know some people like the Bowser mode, but it's just so broken. I mean, it was funny the first couple times I played it, but it gets bored how, like, it gets pretty boring how broken Bowser is in there. But yeah, just Eh, just, I would say it's probably one of the worst. But moving on, this one, Mario Party Star Rush, I actually quite like. I know a lot of people always put it near the bottom of the lists for like Mario Party and everything. But I actually enjoyed this one. I actually thought it was pretty good. Like, I know it's definitely not as good as like the older games, but I still think it has a pretty good formula there. Like, I think the fact, like, on its own, as a separate, like, Mario Party, if you view it as a Mario Party spin-off, this is actually pretty fun. Like, it basically takes the basic star collecting formula that was in, like, the older Mario Party games, but makes it into kind of like a different thing. Like, it's grid-based, like, everybody moves at once. You also have, like, the Toad Scramble thing, where you fight the bosses to get stars, but there's also kind of, like, one where you have, like, balloons as well, and you play as, like, the regular characters that work more like the classic Mario Party games. So, honestly, I feel like this is... people view it as being, like, just another, like, just throwing stuff at the wall, like ND Cube, just like, or Nintendo Cube, just throwing ideas at the wall. But honestly, this kind of seems like a very weird evolution of the older formula, I would say. It still has that older Mario Party formula at its very core, but even though it's very different and everything. The one thing that is kind of lackluster about Star Rush is the minigames, but the minigames that are there are fun, and I feel like the board design being kind of like a fun new take on Mario Party actually kind of makes up for it, so I think I'd put it in good. Not as good as the original Mario Party, but I would still say it's good. This is definitely like the bare minimum for a good Mario Party game. And I feel like this is the first time Nintendo Cube actually found like a different idea that worked for Mario Party, because like it doesn't really reject the core formula of Mario Party. It still has it at its very core, and it doesn't like just completely throw it out like Mario Party 9 and 10. So that's why I actually like Star Rush. Though the next one shouldn't even be classified as a Mario Party game. It's literally just mini games. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, there's one single board in the game, and like it just feels like they just threw a bunch of like mini games together. They're like, oh, like, let's see, well, let's just like pick 100 random older Mario Party mini games and shove them onto the 3DS. That's all top 100 is. Like, it has, like, the boards, it's just basically like Star Rush, but like there's one board, and it's like even worse. It's just like, it's so bad. Like, it just gets so boring. Like, because you can really only play like these mini games for so long with someone before it kind of gets old. Because, like, without the board design, it just, like, the boards hold everything together. So, and without it, it really doesn't feel like Mario Party. So, honestly, I would have to say it's the worst one. Like, I would say it's below Mario Party 10. But yeah. So, Super Mario Party, I would say this one, despite being pretty flawed, I would still say it's good. Like, it's still good at the very least. And, like, thing is with this game, I feel like it was kind of important. It basically was a return to form for Mario Party, even though it was fairly basic. The boards are pretty small. It's just like, there's not that much going on. There isn't a ton of content, but I feel like at its core, it still was beneficial for the series, and it had a great minigame selection as well. So I feel like this is good at the very least. I would say about equal to the original, I would say. So finally, we have Mario Party Superstars. And this one is great. This is the first time in quite a while that we've had a Mario Party game that was truly on par with the older games. Like, the board design is excellent. It basically takes the best of Mario Party 3 and 4's board design. Well, I mean, I guess it has the boards from 2 and 3, but like, it kind of expands upon that as well, and kind of has its own kind of feel to it, even though it basically is like a deluxe Mario Party 3, I would say. The only problem with it is the fact that the boards are well, there's only 5 boards here, and there's only 1 from Mario Party 3. They really should have added like another board from 3 just to make it 6. That definitely would have improved it, but it also does have online, and it's the first online Mario Party that actually works. I know they added like technically proper online Mario Party support in Super, but it was very laggy, it didn't work. But Superstars? It's honestly one of the best online games on the Switch, and I really hope that will carry over into Jamboree. So yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to put this in Superstar, fittingly. Not sure if I should put it above 2 or not. Maybe the fact that it has less boards, I'm gonna put it right here. But yeah, I would definitely say it's top tier. It's just very good overall. It definitely, like, kind of makes sense. Yeah, like Mario Party 2 and 3, Superstars feels very similar mechanically. So yeah, that definitely makes sense. And like minigame-wise, I would definitely say this is probably the best package of minigames. Like, I feel like they definitely selected it better than the top 100. Like, there's more representation here from like the N64 and GameCube era. It seems like they throw like a lot of Mario Party 9 and 10 minigames into the top 100 for some reason, but I feel like it was like fairly balanced in Superstars, aside from the fact that some of them got barely any. Like, just like, I feel like Mario Party 6 and Mario Party 2 and 3 got a good amount of minigames, I would say, and I'm happy about that. But yeah, I would say this is my ranking for Mario Party. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.